From small-town auditions to Hollywood's biggest stages, from internet-fueled scandals to whispers about replacing the Kardashians, this is the rise and the drama of Sydney Sweeney. So here's the part you won't see in a glossy magazine profile. Sydney Sweeney didn't just make it in Hollywood, she forced her way in. Back in Spokane, she was that teenager making a PowerPoint, yes, but not a cute school project. A literal pitch deck to convince her parents to gamble on her dream. And it worked. That's not just ambition, that's the kind of move CEOs make. By the time Euphoria dropped, she wasn't just taking acting gigs, she was setting up Shine and Outrage productions. Controlling her narrative before the industry could. Most rising stars don't even think that far ahead. Sydney? She was already 3 moves into the game. Then came the chaos. And this is where things get interesting. That so-called bathwater rumor? The kind of nonsense most stars would beg their publicist to kill. Sydney didn't touch it. She let the internet do what the internet does. Spiral. The jeans photo? Just one shot, but suddenly TikTok was arguing about body standards for a week. And then anyone but you. Sure, the movie was cute, but the Sydney and Glenn Powell speculation, that was a PR masterclass, intentional or not. Here's the whisper. Every single one of these controversies kept her name in headlines without her ever having to confirm a thing. That's not random. That's knowing exactly how much mystery to leave hanging in the air. And it's not like the drama stopped there. Every few months, something new seems to set the internet off. A brand shoot gets picked apart for being too suggestive. An outfit choice turns into think piece fodder. Or a random interview clip gets clipped and turned into TikTok outrage fuel. The blue jeans ad controversy and the bathwater stunt weren't just isolated moments. They became part of a bigger cycle.
Wish I had something
Create a headline, own the reaction, cash in on the attention, then move on before the outrage burns out. Even other celebrities have chimed in. Doja Cat, never one to shy away from stirring the pot, dropped subtle jabs online. The kind that leave fans debating whether she was shading Sydney or just making an unrelated point.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Of course, the internet connected the dots instantly, fueling more drama in the comment sections and making the whole story even harder to ignore. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny it's working. Every controversy adds another layer to her myth, and every layer keeps her name at the top of the feed. And here's where it gets interesting, because while all this is happening, the Kardashians, the family that practically invented modern celebrity marketing, are starting to feel like they're in the background. Not gone, not forgotten, but quieter. Their posts aren't dominating the trending lists the way they used to. Their headlines feel more routine, and their influence isn't as untouchable as it once was. Meanwhile, Sydney's building a presence that's not only catching up, but in some spaces overtaking them. Over the past year, she's clocked more magazine covers than Kim and Kylie combined, pulled in luxury brand campaigns that once automatically went to the Kardashians, and generated higher engagement spikes on certain red carpet appearances. Even her most divisive moments, like the blue jeans and bathwater controversies, have drawn more online interactions than some of the Kardashians' biggest planned stunts. She's everywhere without following their formula, proving you don't have to be a Kardashian to play and win the cultural relevance game. Take the blue jeans shoot. By the time the full set of photos dropped, fan forums had already broken down every frame like it was a film scene. Weeks of posts, side-by-side comparisons, heated debates, all over a pair of denim and the way she wore them. And just when the noise began to settle, the bathwater clip found its way back into circulation. Not as a scandal this time, but as a meme. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just back, it was everywhere. It wasn't just a double hit of controversy, it was proof that once her name gets into the algorithm, it doesn't let go. And that's what makes it so interesting to watch. She's not chasing their spotlight, she's building her own. Step by step, headline by headline, moment by moment, she's shaping a version of fame that doesn't have a blueprint. It's not copied, it's not inherited, it's built from scratch. And because it's hers, every risk feels bigger. Every win feels louder, and every misstep only seems to make her story harder to look away from drama. And some people curse her as a woman who is creating an empire. Well, drop your thoughts on the comment section. And if you want the full story when the next chapter drops, you know where to find me. That's it for today. Until then, don't believe everything that shines.